This is Daniel Mandelker, and this is our podcast, Jackie's Books, where we will talk about novels by Jackie Adams, an emerging author. We will also bring you book reviews and other commentary. This is Daniel Mandelker for Jackie's Books. We have more good news today. Jackie is publishing a new novel, Sleep Weaver, which is a fantasy book for children. It should be out soon. You should also go to Jackie's website and look for the new edition of Jackie's popular Trust a Novel. It's JackieAdamsSite.wordpress.com. JackieAdamsSite.wordpress.com. Matt, what about this question? What kind of insulation material works great for acoustic treatment?
That's a good question, Daniel. So if we're talking about soundproofing and kind of stopping sound from bouncing around, the best thing you can get for the price is going to be called rock wool. Whenever people go into a hardware store, they often see the Pink Panther stuff, pink insulation. That stuff's good for basic fireproof insulation, weather stuff. The stuff I'm talking about is more rigid, kind of like a hard shape, and it's like a light brown. So you'll hear people say mineral wool or rock wool, and they're basically the same thing. And the idea behind it is it's thicker and more dense than like the pink fluffy stuff. And if you have something that's a little bit more dense, it's harder for sound to go through and basically bounce around or even pass through. So if you want to have a pretty good soundproof space, you would insulate the walls with this rock wool. And you can also take that insulation and bound it in fabric. And that's basically acoustic treatment that stops sound from bouncing around. And the nice thing is you can buy it from any hardware store, and it's pretty affordable. And probably the extra bonus beyond sound treatment is it's great for fireproofing stuff. So if there is a fire, heaven forbid, you've at least got extra protection to stop the fire from spreading or getting worse. So anyway, enough about acoustic treatment stuff. I think you've got a couple mystery novels for us. What do you have this week?
Yeah, that's right. And the first is Spirit Crossing by William Kent Krueger. A disappearance and a dead body put Cork O'Connor's family in the crosshairs of a killer in the 20th book in the New York Times best-selling series from William Kent Krueger, a master storyteller at the top of his game. The disappearance of a local politician's teenage daughter is major news in Minnesota. Cork O'Connor is a retired cop, part Irish and Anishinaabe Indian, who makes himself available to the Lake Ojibwe tribal police, where his son-in-law Daniel works. As a huge manhunt is launched to find her, Cork O'Connor's grandson stumbles across the shallow grave of a young Ojibwe woman, but nobody seems that interested. Nobody, that is, except Cork and the newly formed Iron Lake Ojibwe Tribal Police. As Cork and the tribal officers dig into the circumstances of this mysterious and grim discovery, they uncover a connection to the missing teenager, and soon it's clear that Cork's grandson is in danger of being the killer's next victim. The second mystery novel is The Magic Hour by Kristin Hanna, whose books we have reviewed before and also is a best-selling author. In the rugged Pacific Northwest lies the Olympic National Forest. nearly 1,000,000 acres of impenetrable darkness and impossible beauty. I've been there, and they're right. From deep within this old growth forest, a 6-year-old girl appears. Speechless and alone, this 6-year-old girl offers no clue as to her identity, no hint of her past. Having retreated to her Western Washington hometown after a scandal left her career in ruins, child psychiatrist Dr. Julia Cates is determined to free the extraordinary little girl she calls Alice from a prison of unimaginable fear and isolation. To reach her, Julia must discover the truth about Alice's past, although doing so requires help from Julia's estranged sister, a local police officer. The shocking facts of Alice's life test the limits of Julia's faith and strength, even as she struggles to make a home for Alice and for herself. That's all for today, folks. Good mystery reading. Until next time.